he was the last person to win the Olympic gold medal. So for me, it was like I wanted to be the next person to win the Olympic gold medal. And I kind of watched all of his tapes. I studied him like every day faithfully, and he played a tremendous part on my style of boxing. Now, it's always been a lot of talk. I always be talking a lot of like smack to Dre just because I always watched him. Like I always been looking up to him forever. So now it's like I just want him to get in the ring and like teach me a few things. I'm not like trying to go crazy, but
Destiny doesn't come quietly. It looks you straight in the eyes. And listening to Shakur Stevenson, he sounds like someone who sees only one thing ahead of him, the end goal. His mindset feels locked in, focused, and fearless, like a man already picturing how this story finishes. Inside the training camp, the mood is clearly different from before. Everything feels calmer, cleaner, and more precise. Moving up to 140 hasn't brought chaos or force weight gain. There's no panic, no chasing size, just a strong belief that talent, timing, and discipline still rule this sport. Shakur looks back on the tough moment.
I know can guarantee you for sure, 100% he's going to be ready.
this camp feel way different from previous camps. Being away from my daughter, being away from my future wife, that's the most challenging thing. You gotta keep your eyes on the prize. This is the sharpest I think I done been for a fight. My diet, I let the nutritionists and all them kind of people take care of that. I just show up and eat whatever they give me. So I pay attention to what makes me feel good, and I just stay on that. Turn them out of there. Walk them out, walk them out. I put a lot of great people around me, challenge me and push me and take me to the next level, and I think that's what keeps me at my sharpest. Terrence Crawford, that's
the Ruben Villa losses, the Delos Santos situation, and the times when doubt tried to sneak in. But instead of breaking him, those experiences shaped his mentality. He talks about standing his ground against Zapita instead of circling away, about wanting to control fights, not just escape with wins. That shift alone should worry anyone lined up across from him. He also showed respect to Teofimo, calling him quick, powerful, and smart in the ring. Still, you could feel the tension when the sparring footage came up. Shakur made it clear that the clips don't tell the full story, and Teo knows exactly how those rounds truly played out. Then came the statement that
I admire his style. I done said this before. I think he's a hell of a boxer. He's fast, he's strong. He got boxing IQ, you know how to outbox people. We sparred before. We did 3 rounds, and Teo posted a video that is very misleading.
Really stuck. Teo wants a war, and Shakur believes that mindset could cost him. With Terrence Crawford acting as a big brother figure in camp, this doesn't feel like normal fight prep. It feels like fine-tuning something bigger, something meant to last in history. While Shakur speaks in terms of destiny and precision, Teofimo Lopez presents himself like chaos with a grin. Calling Shakur the Roadrunner and himself the Coyote is classic Teo behavior. It's playful on the surface, but underneath the jokes, you can hear just how serious this camp really is.
Champion. Yo, what it is, baby? Box on, and it's a takeover times that by 2, because we are 2-time world champion in 2 different weight divisions. We here at the House of Champions. We breed them, we make them, and you know what? We take the belts and we take them. Let's get it, baby. Teofimo in the flesh. Let's go.
Teo talks about non-stop conditioning, swimming sessions, late-night glove work with no rest, and pushing his body until something gives. His father jumps in as the ultimate motivator, saying Teo was already beating grown professionals at 13 and was built for this path from day one. Honestly, that backstory explains a lot about his confidence. Teo keeps positioning himself as the outsider against boxing's chosen favorite. That chip on his shoulder sounds heavy. He's still carrying everything from the Lomachenko chapter. The health scares, the politics, the battles, the scars. And he's turning it all into fuel. This isn't empty talk. This is Teo.
That hook, slip. Yeah, right here, man.
at a right hand.
So that's why we got to keep beating these guys. Beating Shakur, this is part of it to get to that next level. I pretty much have had almost everything thrown at me, and I look forward to see what will be thrown at me come January 31st.
And after Teofimo was talking Conquest, Destiny, and Lone Wolf Energy, Spencer Oliver and Gareth Davies slide in, sounding like two professors arguing over a supercomputer fight simulation. They weren't even debating hype, they were debating ceilings. Gareth talking about
Teofimo declaring January 31st as his moment of takeover. After Teofimo's talk of Conquest and Lone Wolf Energy, Spencer Oliver and Gareth Davies step in sounding like two professors breaking down a high-level fight simulation. They're not arguing hype, they're arguing limits. Gareth's talk about Shakur climbing his final Everest made me laugh, because that's legacy talk, not fight week chatter. Where he says Shakur might not just be generational, but possibly all-time great. That's pressure, not praise. Then Spencer fires back, calling Teo the spoiler. And that word fits perfectly because Teofimo doesn't play the hero. He plays...
He's hot and cold, but when he's good, he's really good. Vasyl Lomachenko was an outstanding performance. Then he got derailed by George Kambosos in the fight after that and just seemed to lose his way a little bit, but in recent times looks back to his best. It's a fascinating fight. This, for me, is all about whether Shakur Stevenson...
I loved how they framed it as intelligence versus force, finesse versus aggression, smooth rhythm against sudden explosions. Gareth basically said Shakur only wins on points if he's flawless, not good, not sharp, flawless. That's a dangerous requirement. Spencer kept coming back to Teo's footwork, power bursts, and bully mentality. His point was simple. Teo doesn't need to outbox Shakur. He needs to push him, lean on him, shrink the ring, and make everything uncomfortable. That's not just a plan. That's who Teo is. The wild moment came when they talked psychology. They said neither fighter shows real mental weakness. No fear, no insecurity.
Lomachenko is a faster but very fluid type of fighter in the mold of Shakur, he's a very loose-limbed, very relaxed fighter who can be offensive and defensive. It wouldn't surprise me to see Shakur down in this fight as well and get up and win the fight closely on points.
Just two locked-in minds crashing together. And that's what makes this fight truly dangerous. Teofimo Lopez has the physical tools to force Shakur into tough spots. That's why timing in the mid-range matters so much. He knows he can drive Shakur back and put him on the ropes, and that's where his strength shows. He's not going to outbox Shaka clean. Yes, he can box, he's athletic, and his movement is strong, but his real weapon is explosiveness. He's more aggressive, more forceful, and he'll have to impose that.
I think it's up and down as far as you can't favor no side stylistically because you got Teo that's super athletic. You got Shakur that like to control distance, but you know, I think Teofimo with the athleticism and certain things that he'll be able to close it in certain parts of the...
After Spencer and Gareth turned the fight into a science lesson on space, IQ, and foot positioning, Shaki Foster jumps in like raw electricity. No polish, no poetry, just emotion and unfinished business. When Foster talks about Shakur, you can hear it's deeper than boxing. It's shared history, ego, messages, gyms, and years of tension. When he says Shakur is his #1 target and that he has to get that fight, that's not matchmaking talk. That's obsession. He questions the hype around Shakur's defense, saying it only looks unbeatable until you're facing someone faster, stronger, and more athletic. The